Top 10 Most Populous Cities in the United States. San Jose is the cultural, financial, and political center of Silicon Valley. The city is the third most populous city in California and the 10th most populous in the United States. Located in the center of the Santa Clara Valley on the southern shore of San Francisco Bay, San Jose is notable for its innovation, cultural diversity, affluence, and sunny and mild Mediterranean climate. Located in North Texas, the city of Dallas is the main core of the largest metropolitan area in the southern United States. The city was initially developed due to the construction of major railroad lines through the area, allowing access to cotton, cattle, and later oil in North and East Texas. Dallas is considered a strong industrial and financial center and a major inland port, due to the convergence of major railroad lines, interstate highways, and the construction of Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, one of the largest and busiest airports in the world. San Diego is a city in the U.S. state of California, on the coast of the Pacific Ocean and immediately adjacent to the Mexican border. Historically home to the Kumeyaay people, San Diego is frequently referred to as the birthplace of California, as it was the first site visited and settled by Europeans, on what is now the west coast of the United States. The city is the county seat of San Diego County, the fifth most populous county in the United States. Is known for its mild year-round climate, natural deep-water harbor, extensive beaches and parks, long association with the United States Navy and Marine Corps, and recent emergence as a healthcare and biotechnology development center. San Antonio, officially the city of San Antonio, is the seventh most populous city in the United States, and the second most populous city in Texas. Founded as a Spanish mission and colonial outpost in 1718, San Antonio is the state's oldest municipality, having celebrated its 300th anniversary in 2018. The city is the largest majority Hispanic city in the United States, with 64% of its population being Hispanic. According to the San Antonio Convention and Visitors Bureau, the city is visited by about 32 million tourists a year. The notable attractions of the city include the River Walk, the Tower of the Americas, SeaWorld, the Alamo Bowl, and Marriage Island. San Antonio is also home to the five-time NBA champion San Antonio Spurs, and hosts the annual San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, one of the largest such events in the U.S. Philadelphia is the largest city in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, being the sixth most populous city in the United States and the second most populous city on the East Coast. It's the economic and cultural center of the Greater Delaware Valley, and it's known for its arts, culture, cuisine, and colonial history, attracting 42 million domestic tourists in 2016. Philadelphia is one of the oldest municipalities in the United States and played an instrumental role in the American Revolution, as a meeting place for the founding fathers of the United States, who signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776. The city served as the nation's first capital and as the nation's capital during the American Revolution. After the Revolution, it again served as the U.S. capital while Washington, D.C. was under construction. In the 19th and 20th centuries, Philadelphia became a major industrial center and a railroad hub. Its industrial jobs attracted European immigrants, most of whom initially came from Ireland and Germany. The Philadelphia area's many universities and colleges make it a top study destination, as the city has developed as an educational and economic hub. Phoenix is the capital and most populous city in the American state of Arizona. It is the fifth most populous city in the United States, and one of only 2 state capitals with a population of more than 1 million residents. The city is the anchor of the Phoenix metropolitan area, also known as the Valley of the Sun, which in turn is part of the Salt River Valley. Phoenix was settled in 1867 as an agricultural community near the confluence of the Salt and Gila rivers, and was incorporated as a city in 1881, becoming the capital of Arizona Territory in 1889. It is in the northeastern reaches of the Sonoran Desert and has a hot desert climate. Despite this, its canal system led to a thriving farming community with the original settlers' crops remaining important parts of the Phoenix economy for decades. The cotton, cattle, citrus, climate, and copper were known locally as the 5 C's anchoring Phoenix's economy. These remained the driving forces of the city until after World War II, when high-tech companies began to move into the valley, and air conditioning made Phoenix's hot summers more bearable. Houston is the most populous city in Texas, 4th most populous city in the United States, as well as the most populous city in the southern. Located in southeast Texas, near Galveston Bay in the Gulf of Mexico, it is the seat and largest city of Harris County, and the principal city of the greater Houston metropolitan area. The city is the southeast anchor of the greater megaregion, known as the Texas Triangle. Houston was founded by land investors in 1836 and incorporated as a city in 1837. The city is named after former General Sam Houston, who was President of the Republic of Texas and had won Texas's independence from Mexico. Nicknamed the Bayou City, Space City, Hometown, and the 713, Houston has become a global city, with strengths in culture, medicine, and research. The city has a population from various ethnic and religious backgrounds, and a large and growing international community. It's the most diverse metropolitan area in Texas, and has been described as the most racially and ethnically diverse major city in the U.S. Houston is home to many cultural institutions and exhibits, which attract more than 7 million visitors a year to the museum district. That's home to 19 museums, galleries, and community spaces. Chicago is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Illinois, and also the most populous city in the Midwestern United States. It's the principal city of the Chicago metropolitan area, often called Chicagoland, being one of the 40 largest urban areas in the world. Located on the shores of freshwater Lake Michigan, Chicago was incorporated as a city in 1837, near a portage between the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River watershed. It grew rapidly in the mid-19th century. By 1860, Chicago was the youngest U.S. city to exceed a population of 100,000. Even after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 destroyed several square miles and left more than 100,000 homeless, Chicago's population grew to 503,000 by 1880, and then doubled to more than 1 million within the decade. The economy of Chicago is diverse, with no single industry employing more than 14% of the workforce. It is home to several Fortune 500 companies, including Abbott Laboratories, Kraft Heinz, Caterpillar, and McDonald's. It is the site of the creation of the first standardized futures contracts, issued by the Chicago Board of Trade, which today is part of the largest and most diverse derivatives market in the world, generating 20% of all volume in commodities and financial futures alone. O'Hare International Airport is routinely ranked among the world's top 6 busiest airports, and the region also has the largest number of federal highways and is the nation's railroad hub. Of the area's colleges and universities, the University of Chicago, Northwestern University, and the University of Illinois at Chicago are classified as highest research doctoral universities. Los Angeles, often referred to by its initials LA, is the largest city in California and the second largest city in the United States. It's known for its Mediterranean climate, ethnic and cultural diversity, Hollywood film industry, and sprawling metropolitan area. The city of Los Angeles lies in a basin in Southern California, adjacent to the Pacific Ocean extending through the Santa Monica Mountains and into the San Fernando Valley. It covers about 469 square miles. It is the seat of Los Angeles County, which is the most populous county in the United States with just over 10 million residents in 2020. Home to the Chumash and Tongva indigenous peoples, the area that became Los Angeles was claimed by Juan Rodríguez Cabrillo for Spain in 1542. The city was founded on September in 1781 and became a part of Mexico in 1821, following the Mexican War of Independence. In 1848, at the end of the Mexican-American War, Los Angeles and the rest of California were purchased as part of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and thus became part of the United States. Los Angeles was incorporated as a municipality in 1850, 5 months before California achieved statehood. The discovery of oil in the 1890s brought rapid growth to the city. Los Angeles was further expanded with the completion of the Los Angeles Aqueduct in 1913, which delivers water from Eastern California. The city has a diverse and robust economy, and hosts businesses in a broad range of professional and cultural fields. In 2018, the Los Angeles metropolitan area had a gross metropolitan product of over $1.0 trillion. The city hosted the 1932 and 1984 Summer Olympics and will host the 2028 Summer Olympics. New York, often called New York City to distinguish it from the state of New York, is the most populous city in the United States and also the most densely populated major city in the U.S. Located at the southern tip of the state of New York, the city is the center of the New York metropolitan area, the largest metropolitan area in the world by urban area. Home to the headquarters of the United Nations, New York is an important center for international diplomacy and is sometimes described as the capital of the world. Situated on one of the world's largest natural harbors, with water covering 36.4% of its surface area, New York City is composed of 5 boroughs, each of which is coextensive with a respective county of the state of New York. The 5 boroughs, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island, were created when local governments were consolidated into a single municipal entity in 1898. The city and its metropolitan area constitute the premier gateway for legal immigration to the United States. As many as 800 languages are spoken in New York, making it the most linguistically diverse city in the world. New York is home to more than 3.2 million residents born outside the United States, the largest foreign-born population of any city in the world as of 2016. As of 2018, the New York metropolitan area is estimated to produce a gross metropolitan product, GMP, of nearly $1.8 trillion, ranking it first in the United States. If the New York metropolitan area were a sovereign state, it would have the 8th largest economy in the world. The city is home to the highest number of billionaires of any city in the world. It was the capital of the United States from 1785 until 1790, and has been the largest U.S. city since 1790. The Statue of Liberty greeted millions of immigrants as they came to the U.S. by ship in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and is a symbol of the U.S. and its ideals of liberty and peace. In the 21st century, New York has emerged as a global node of creativity, entrepreneurship, and environmental sustainability, and as a symbol of freedom and cultural diversity. In 2019, New York was voted the greatest city in the world per a survey of over 30,000 people from 48 cities worldwide, citing its cultural diversity. Many districts and monuments in New York City are major landmarks, including 3 of the world's 10 most visited tourist attractions in 2013. A record 66.6 million tourists visited New York City in 2019. Times Square is the brightly illuminated hub of the Broadway Theater District, one of the world's busiest pedestrian intersections, and a major center of the world's entertainment industry. Many of the city's landmarks, skyscrapers, and parks are known around the world, as is the city's fast pace, spawning the term New York Minute. The Empire State Building has become the global standard of reference to describe the height and length of other structures. Manhattan's real estate market is among the most expensive in the world. Providing continuous 24/7 service and contributing to the nickname, the city that never sleeps, the New York City subway is the largest single-operator rapid transit system worldwide. Anchored by Wall Street and the financial district of Lower Manhattan, New York City has been called both the world's leading financial center and the most financially powerful city in the world, and is home to the world's 2 largest stock exchanges by total market capitalization, the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ.